Right, very good, friends. Well, another video blurb here. Let me just yeah, that's better. Ah, yes. Okay, Doc South here, and yesterday, well, as you know, I work at a supermarket. Not really supposed to say where, and the name and all that. It's kind of, I guess, against our contract or something to do that. Although this is I guess they're afraid someone might say something bad. This is definitely not something bad, but still, I guess they got to do it that way. Not the end of the world. But well, we've got lately. It's been bedlam at the supermarket. We have some big shots coming in from I guess corporate. They might even be the owner of the company. I don't know. I ain't in the big shots. Yeah, my locker's not next to his. Yes. In fact, I'm not so sure I got a locker. Yeah. Well, the and I'm sure his locker you could probably play pool in it. Yeah, and there is a pool. I have heard that. Yeah, you just got to know the combination. You squeak through in there, hot tub. Oh, the whole thing. Yeah. But so anyways, they've got people all over the place fixing things. Oh gosh, they're fixing holes in the wall. They're making better displays. We're cleaning everything. Oh my gosh, it's like honestly, it's kind of like what I remember from Navy boot camp. You can't have a hair out of place. Yeah, there's no smudges on the glass, on the mirrors, and or you all wind up exercising for 3 hours at what they called happy hour, which was anything but, and etc. So there's commotion all over the place. They're going through piles of stuff in the corner, throwing it out. And this guy must have been in, heaven knows, I think he's an electrician. He was probably working on some kind of an electric project that needed doing. And anyway, it was my time. My shift was over, so I'm heading out to the parking lot. And oddly enough, this guy's parked right near me. His mechanic's truck, or electrician truck, was there one space away. And again, he's a big guy. This fella's a big guy. I mean, honestly, you'd think he was a football player, or a wrestler. He has long hair. He's young enough still to have long hair. I'd say he's probably in his 30s. So a young fella, as far as I'm concerned. And he, it's all kind of matted. Yeah, he's a tough looking guy. If you were in a bar, you probably wouldn't, until you knew him, you probably wouldn't sit next to him because you never know. Yeah, rip your head off over just your drink order, right? But I've spoken to him. He always seemed okay to me. Passing by and what are you up to today? I'm fixing the alternator on the water heater. God, love it, duck. Things like that kind of stuff. And so anyway, so I'm getting out of my apron and my all my knee pads and stuff, and just standing there. It was a nice enough day, and he's throwing girders into his truck. Stuff that two or three people would have trouble lifting. He's picking them up, sticking them in his truck, and I noticed he had a meat slicer right next to the truck, right near the one of the rear tires. And I said, "My God, that is some. How you doing?" I said, "You got your project done?" He said, "Yeah, I'm almost done." Oh my God. He said, "Maybe another 5 or 6 hours." I said, "Where'd you get? God, that meat slicer's really something." It was a deli quality meat slicer. Okay. And boy, where'd you get that? I mean, is that something you're working on for us or what? He says, no, he says, your assistant manager gave it to me. It's broken. They were going to throw it out. I said, they were going to throw that out in the dumpster? He says, yeah. I said, that's got to be worth something. What, do you know anything about them? He says, yeah, I can fix them. He says, that thing's, God knew, it's about $5,000. I said, you're kidding. For a meat somebody says it's computerized and all. That's a good unit. He says it probably just needs a few things done to it. I can fix that, and then I'm going to sell it. I said, wow. So it's now new. It's about $5,000. What do you think you can get for it? He says, he said, well, depending on, he said, I don't think I'm going to have any trouble fixing it. He said, I can do this with my eyes closed. I said, well, don't close your eyes if you're working on a meat slicer. He says, yeah, I know. I said, that's a good way to lose a thumb. He said, yeah, I know. But he says, yeah, I'm going, and I know a guy will probably buy this in a heartbeat. I'm going to get about $500 for it. I said, 500? Whoa. He says, yeah, and then I'm going to give it all away. I said, what, to your wife? No, he says, no. No, he says, but, and she'd be in favor of what I'm going to do, he said. I'm not taking it to the casino or nothing. He says, a friend of mine's penniless, and I'm going to give it to him. He's going through an awful divorce, and, well, again, you never know with divorce who or what's to blame, but his wife left him, and evidently left him with buckets of bills, and I guess not much money left, and you know all the rigmarole that you go through. Horrible. And he says, yeah, the guy's living on the street. And I said, well, God, that's not good. I said, I've come close to that myself, and it was tough. My divorce from my first wife, and that was murder. God, that was awful. I said, so you're going to help the guy out? He says, yeah. I said, as soon as I get the money, I'm handing it over to him. Maybe it'll help him get along for a little while. And I said, well, ain't that something? That's mighty nice of you. God. It's funny, but the guy we started talking, and big and mean looking as he is, biker type. He said, you gotta pay it back. He says, life's been good to me, and I'm going to try to return the favor. Ain't that something? Ain't that something, huh? Yeah. He said, I got a good wife. I got a good job. My kids are all, good kids. He says, how can I not do what I can to help this guy? I said, do you have he says, yeah, we have him come over. We feed him, and he gets a chance to get a shower and stuff. But he doesn't seem to want to impose by staying at our house. But I guess he has places he can go, kind of, I guess squat would be the word. And but he says the money will come in handy. And he says, probably what I'll do, I'll keep it in a jar so he's not walking around with $500 in his pocket and someone rolls him for it, So he says, yeah. And I said, maybe I can find some other ways to make a few bucks, help him till he gets himself back together. Now, ain't that something, huh? It's funny. But sometimes that big, mean guy you're looking at walking down the street might not be such a bad guy after all. Yeah. So, anyway, I thought I'd say. Kind of interesting, and I hope you enjoyed that little story. Maybe one day I'll write it into a blurb or match it up with some others, if at all possible. Anyway, till we meet again, have a good day. Keep your eyes open for opportunity, okay? And then strike. Yes. We'll see you later, and bye now. Doc South saying, well, God bless.